Do you eat healthy, take your supplements, and stay active, yet still feel weak and tired? The hidden reason might be sarcopenia, a silent condition that's stealing your muscle strength every single day. In this video, I'll reveal the 5 breakfast foods that can help you regain your lost power and vitality, and the 5 common foods you must stop eating immediately if you want to stay strong and youthful. Have you ever asked yourself why you continue to feel frail and fatigued despite maintaining a nutritious diet, taking your daily supplements, and staying physically active? The underlying cause could very well be sarcopenia, an extremely common condition affecting individuals over the age of 60. Sarcopenia refers to the gradual reduction in both the size and strength of your muscles as you get older. This isn't merely a typical aspect of aging. It signifies your body losing muscle tissue at a rate that outpaces its ability to regenerate and rebuild. Imagine your muscles slowly diminishing over time, even if this process isn't visibly apparent. This decline makes routine activities increasingly difficult, whether it's rising from a seated position, carrying shopping bags, or maintaining your stability while walking. Contemporary studies indicate that older adults can experience a loss of up to 40% of their muscle mass annually. This statistic implies that nearly half of your muscular strength could vanish within a single year if you fail to take proactive measures. This is precisely the reason I am going to share 5 specific foods you should incorporate into your breakfast tomorrow and every morning thereafter if you wish to prevent further muscle deterioration. The 5th item is exceptionally potent. Practitioners of traditional Chinese medicine recommend it to all their elderly patients. I assure you that by the conclusion of this video, you will possess a clear, actionable strategy to restore both the appearance and vitality of your 40-year-old self. I can make this promise with confidence because, as a physician who has treated numerous older patients battling sarcopenia and muscle loss, I have meticulously observed their lifestyles and dietary patterns. More than 85% of these individuals returned with dramatically positive outcomes after integrating the 5 foods we will shortly discuss into their routines. Before we dive in, I'm curious, where are you tuning in from and what is your age? What specific challenges related to muscle loss are you encountering? Share your experiences in the comments section below. I personally read and respond to every single one. Have you ever pondered what actually occurs inside your muscles while you are asleep? It isn't just a mysterious process. It follows a precise 2-phase cycle. Your muscles undergo breakdown followed by reconstruction, emerging more resilient than before. First, consider the previous day. Your muscles were utilized and developed microscopic tears within the muscle fibers. This might sound detrimental, but it is actually the essential spark that initiates growth. Second, your body detects this minor damage and activates a comprehensive repair protocol. It dispatches restorative cells that mend these microscopic tears and reconstruct the fibers, making them denser and more powerful than they were previously. That is the hidden mechanism. Your body is adapting to be prepared for future demands. However, here is the element most people overlook. This repair cycle cannot proceed effectively without appropriate fuel in the morning. You require specific foods that supply the fundamental construction materials for new muscle tissue. A significant portion of this rebuilding occurs after you have consumed breakfast. Therefore, if you aren't eating the correct foods in the morning, you are essentially depriving your muscles of potential growth. Yet, a majority of seniors inadvertently make the mistake of nourishing their muscles with inappropriate foods upon waking. So, before we explore the 5 foods you should eat each morning, I will outline 5 foods you must avoid during breakfast because they are actively damaging your muscular health. Here are 5 items you should never combine with your morning meal if you want to halt further muscle loss. First, white bread. This is what occurs when you consume white bread in the morning. The instant it enters your stomach, it decomposes into pure sugar and inundates your bloodstream. Your body responds by releasing enormous quantities of insulin to manage this sugar surge. However, the issue is this elevated insulin levels effectively block your muscles from utilizing protein to repair themselves. It is similar to placing a lock on your muscle production facility right at the moment it needs to operate at peak capacity. But here is the startling fact most older adults are unaware of. White bread doesn't just inhibit muscle growth, it actively accelerates muscle breakdown. When your blood sugar plummets following the initial spike, your body begins to dismantle your own muscle tissue to generate energy. You are, in effect, consuming your own muscles with every slice you eat. A recent study monitored 2,000 seniors over a 3-year period who ate white bread daily for breakfast. The findings were concerning. They lost 23% more muscle mass compared to seniors who avoided white bread in the morning. Many people are unknowingly doing this to themselves each and every day. Let me share the story of Margaret, a 62-year-old patient who visited my clinic approximately 2 years ago. She was dealing with classic sarcopenia symptoms. She couldn't stand up from a chair without using her arms for support, struggled to carry her grocery bags, felt unstable walking upstairs, and experienced persistent exhaustion despite getting a full night's sleep. She had suffered 2 falls in the previous 6 months, and her family was growing increasingly worried. After reviewing Margaret's dietary history, I uncovered a significant detail. Every morning before work, she would quickly eat 2 slices of white toast with butter. It was convenient and kept her feeling full. She believed she was making a sensible choice, but that white bread was systematically destroying her muscles day after day. I designed a new nutritional plan for Margaret that incorporated the 5 muscle-building foods we will cover later. Within about 2 weeks, she began to show substantial improvement. She started regaining muscle mass, her energy levels surged, she could climb stairs without gripping the handrail, and most importantly, she regained her confidence and sense of strength. Margaret even told me she felt as if she had recovered the body she had at 40, and it all began with eliminating that morning white bread. Second, coffee. Have you ever considered what happens inside your body when you drink a cup of coffee on an empty stomach first thing in the morning? The moment caffeine enters your empty stomach, it stimulates your adrenal glands to release a substantial surge of cortisol, your primary stress hormone. The problem is that cortisol is your muscle's greatest adversary. When cortisol levels rise sharply without any food in your system, your body interprets this as a survival situation and immediately begins breaking down muscle tissue to convert it into glucose for emergency energy. But here is the shocking detail: most seniors don't realize that morning coffee habit doesn't just break down muscle. It actually prevents your body from constructing new muscle for up to 6 hours afterward. The cortisol surge resulting from consuming caffeine on an empty stomach inhibits a crucial muscle-building hormone called IGF-1, which is responsible for muscle growth and repair. Even if you consume protein later in the day, your muscle-building mechanisms remain deactivated because of that morning coffee error. A recent study examined 600 seniors who drank coffee on an empty stomach every morning for 14 months. The outcomes were alarming. They lost 22% more muscle mass compared to seniors who either ate before their coffee or avoided morning caffeine entirely. The investigators found that consuming caffeine while fasting induced a state called chronic muscle catabolism, where the body continuously breaks down muscle tissue throughout the day, including during rest periods. One of my most difficult cases was James, a security guard who came to see me at the hospital when he was 62. James worked 2 jobs to provide for his family, a night shift at a warehouse and a day shift at an office building. He would return home exhausted from his night shift, sleep only 4 to 5 hours, then wake up early to rush to his second job. Due to this grueling schedule, he depended heavily on caffeine and coffee to stay alert. We're talking about 6 to 8 cups per day, always on an empty stomach because he never had time to eat. What James didn't realize was that this coffee dependence was gradually eroding his health. He began suffering from severe muscle weakness, could no longer lift heavy equipment at work, and felt continually drained despite all the caffeine. His supervisor was considering letting him go because he could barely perform his duties. When he discovered that his coffee addiction was destroying his muscles, he felt it was nearly too late. He had lost so much strength that even climbing stairs left him breathless. But after I assisted him in modifying his diet and overcoming his coffee and caffeine dependency, and he began eating muscle-friendly foods for breakfast instead of just drinking coffee, James is now doing considerably better. He can now complete full 12-hour shifts without feeling weak or tired. He recently started coaching his grandson's Little League team, something he previously lacked the energy and strength to do. James reclaimed his life simply by altering when and how he drank his coffee. Now, the next food I am about to reveal may surprise you, because many seniors believe they are making a wise, protein-rich breakfast selection. In fact, you have likely been advised by other doctors or nutritionists that this food is beneficial due to its high protein content. Third, processed meat. What they don't reveal is the dangerous secret concealed within this common breakfast item, a chemical compound that is quietly ruining your muscle fibers from the inside out, even while you believe you are nourishing them. I'm referring to processed meats, your bacon, sausage, and deli ham, that millions of seniors reach for as a quick protein source at breakfast. But this is what truly happens when you eat bacon as part of your morning meal. Within 30 minutes of consuming that crispy bacon or breakfast sausage, the nitrates and nitrites used to preserve the meat begin converting into potent inflammatory compounds called nitrosamines inside your stomach. These toxic substances immediately flood your bloodstream and travel directly to your muscle tissue, where they trigger significant inflammation. Your muscle fibers literally swell and deteriorate as your immune system attacks them, mistakenly identifying them as threats. It's like detonating tiny explosions throughout your muscles each time you eat processed meat. But here is the shocking information most seniors don't know: those nitrates don't just cause inflammation, they actually hijack your muscle repair system and turn it against itself. When nitrosamines reach your muscle fibers, they damage the mitochondria, the energy-producing power plants within your muscle cells. Without functional mitochondria, your muscles cannot generate energy or repair themselves. Even worse, The damaged mitochondria release free radicals that continue to destroy healthy muscle tissue for hours after you've finished eating. You are essentially poisoning your muscles from the inside out. A recent study followed 400 seniors who ate processed meats for breakfast at least 4 times per week for 16 months. The results were devastating. They experienced 33% more muscle deterioration compared to seniors who completely avoided processed meat. The researchers discovered that nitrate exposure created what they termed chronic muscle inflammation syndrome, where the muscles remain in a perpetual state of breakdown, unable to properly recover or rebuild. Just last month, I encountered Sarah at the local grocery store. Sarah is a 67-year-old retired school teacher I had treated about 8 months earlier. When she first came to me, she was struggling with severe muscle weakness. She couldn't carry her groceries from her car to her house without stopping to rest, had difficulty getting out of her bathtub, and her handwriting had become so unsteady she could barely sign her name. She was afraid she was developing a neurological condition. During our consultation, I learned that Sarah had a very specific breakfast ritual every single morning for the past 12 years. She cooked herself 2 strips of bacon and a breakfast sausage patty, because her late husband had always told her she needed protein to remain strong. She was devoted to this routine and never missed a day. What Sarah didn't understand was that those processed meats were flooding her system with nitrates, creating chronic inflammation that was systematically destroying her muscle fibers. When I saw her at the grocery store last month, I hardly recognized her. Sarah was effortlessly carrying 2 heavy bags of groceries, walking with energy and confidence. She told me that after switching to the muscle-building breakfast foods I recommended and eliminating processed meats, she now volunteers at 3 different community centers and has even started taking ballroom dancing lessons with a new gentleman friend. Sarah said she feels stronger and more vibrant than she did in her 50s, all because she stopped poisoning her muscles with those morning bacon strips. 4th, oatmeal and skim milk. This particular food might be the most shocking of all because it is actively marketed as the ideal healthy breakfast for seniors. Health publications praise it, dietitians recommend it, and your own doctor has probably told you it's healthy. But what they aren't telling you is that this so-called superfood is actually depriving your muscles of the vital nutrients they urgently require to survive and grow. Have you ever wondered what happens to your body when you have oats with low-fat skim milk in the morning? Here is the hidden disaster when you remove the fat from milk. You aren't just removing calories, you are removing the delivery mechanism your body needs to absorb critical muscle, building vitamins like A, D, E, and K. These are fat-soluble vitamins, meaning that without fat present, they pass directly through your system unused. Your muscles are literally starving for these nutrients while you think you are feeding them healthy food. It's like trying to unlock a door but discarding the key. But here is the shocking information most seniors don't know: skim milk doesn't just fail to deliver vitamins, it actually leaches calcium and magnesium from your existing muscle tissue. The processing that removes fat from milk creates an unbalanced protein structure that your body cannot properly utilize. Instead of building muscle, your body must steal minerals from your muscles to process this incomplete protein. You are essentially cannibalizing your own muscle tissue to digest what you believe is a healthy breakfast. A recent study followed 900 seniors who ate oatmeal with skim milk daily for 18 months. The results were alarming. They lost 29% more muscle mass compared to seniors who used whole milk or avoided dairy altogether. The researchers found that the fat-free dairy created what they called nutrient malabsorption syndrome, where muscles become deficient in essential vitamins, despite adequate food intake. I remember exactly when I realized how dangerous this healthy breakfast could be. I was at my daughter's graduation ceremony last spring when I spotted Dorothy, a 69-year-old retired bank manager who had been my patient 2 years earlier. When Dorothy first came to see me, she was experiencing alarming muscle deterioration. She could no longer lift her 3-year-old granddaughter, needed assistance opening car doors, and had developed a noticeable hand tremor that made her embarrassed to eat in public. What puzzled me initially was that Dorothy was obsessed with eating healthily. Every morning for 15 years, she would have a large bowl of steel-cut oats with skim milk and a banana, because her cardiologist had told her it was the perfect healthy, low-fat breakfast. She measured everything precisely and never strayed from this routine. Dorothy couldn't comprehend why she was growing weaker despite following all the recommended nutritional advice. At that graduation ceremony, I watched Dorothy chase her granddaughter around the playground, lifting her up and spinning her around effortlessly. She looked radiant and strong. Dorothy told me that after switching from skim milk to whole milk and adding the muscle-building foods I had recommended, she now works part-time as a personal shopper, a job that requires her to walk miles and carry heavy bags all day. She said she has more energy and strength at 69 than she had at 55. And it all began when she stopped drinking that healthy skim milk. 5th, refined cereals. The final food on this list is currently sitting in 90% of senior households, and it's probably in your pantry as we speak. You grab it when you're in a rush, you trust it because the box says, fortified with vitamins. And you might even select varieties that claim to support heart health or bone strength. Have you ever wondered what happens to your body when you eat cereal in the morning? Within an hour of consuming that bowl of seemingly harmless cereal, your body desperately searches for the essential amino acids it requires to repair and build muscle tissue after an overnight fast. But here is the problem. Refined cereals contain incomplete proteins that lack critical amino acids like leucine, lysine, and methionine. When your muscles cannot locate these building blocks, they enter a state of panic and begin breaking down your existing muscle tissue to harvest the amino acids they need. You are literally forcing your body to cannibalize itself just to function. But here is the shocking information most seniors don't know. Refined cereals don't just lack amino acids. They actually contain anti-nutrients that block your body from absorbing amino acids from other foods you eat later in the day. The processing that creates those crispy flakes destroys the natural protein structure and generates compounds called phytates and lectins that bind to amino acids in your digestive system and flush them out as waste. Even if you eat chicken or fish later, those muscle-building proteins get stolen away by the cereal you consumed hours earlier. A recent study tracked 500 seniors who ate refined cereals for breakfast daily over 22 months. The results were devastating. They experienced 37% more muscle deterioration compared to seniors who ate protein-rich breakfasts or avoided cereals entirely. The researchers discovered that the amino acid deficiency created what they called protein starvation syndrome, where muscles continuously break down because they cannot access the building blocks they need, even when adequate protein is consumed later in the day. You should have seen the transformation when I bumped into Harold at the hardware store 3 months ago. Harold is a 71-year-old retired carpenter who had come to see me about a year and a half earlier. When I first met him, Harold was devastated because he could no longer pursue the woodworking projects he loved. His hands would shake when he tried to use precision tools, he couldn't lift lumber anymore, and he had abandoned his weekend hobby of building birdhouses for his neighborhood because he simply lacked the strength and coordination. Harold's breakfast routine was as precise as his carpentry work used to be. Every single morning for over 20 years, he would have exactly 2 bowls of raisin bran with low-fat milk, believing he was getting fiber and maintaining his health. His late wife had started this routine for him, and he never questioned it. What Harold didn't realize was that those refined bran flakes were systematically starving his muscles of the amino acids they desperately needed, especially after decades of physical labor had already stressed his muscle fibers. At the hardware store, I watched Harold effortlessly carry a stack of 2x5e4 lumber to his truck. His hands were steady, his movements confident. Harold told me that after eliminating refined cereals and switching to the muscle-building breakfast foods I had recommended, he is now building custom furniture again and recently completed a beautiful oak dining table for his daughter's family. He said he feels like he has his craftsman's hands back and the strength he possessed in his 50s, all because he stopped eating those healthy bran flakes every morning. Now that you are aware of the 5 breakfast foods that have been destroying your muscles, it's time for the positive news. What I am about to share with you are the 5 most powerful muscle-building foods that can completely reverse sarcopenia and restore the strength you believed was lost forever. These aren't just random foods I'm suggesting. These are scientifically validated muscle builders that I have used to assist over 1,000 seniors in reclaiming their strength and vitality. The best part is that you can find every one of these foods at your local grocery store. They are affordable, and you can begin adding them to your breakfast tomorrow morning. Remember Margaret, who couldn't rise from her chair, James, who couldn't open jar lids, Sarah, who was too weak to carry groceries, Dorothy, who couldn't lift her granddaughter, and Harold, who gave up woodworking. Every single one of them transformed their lives by replacing those muscle-destroying foods with these 5 powerful alternatives. So, grab a pen and paper because you'll want to write these down. Before I reveal these 5 life-changing foods, I need to ask you something. What are your thoughts so far? Are you beginning to understand why you might be losing muscle despite doing everything you thought was correct? Leave a comment and let me know. I'm genuinely interested in your experience. If this information is helping you comprehend what's been happening to your body, please hit that subscribe button. I devote hours to researching and creating these videos to assist seniors like you. Your subscription shows me that you value this information. It takes only 1 second, but it means the world to me and helps me reach more people who desperately need this knowledge. Let's continue. Here are the 5 breakfast foods that will help you look and feel 40 again. First, do you know what happens when you eat plain Greek yogurt in the morning? Within 15 minutes of consuming this muscle-building powerhouse, your digestive system breaks it down into a flood of high-quality amino acids that rush directly to your muscle fibers. Greek yogurt contains an incredible 20 grams of complete protein per cup, double the protein of regular yogurt. But here's what makes it special: it's packed with leucine, the master amino acid that literally switches on your muscle-building machinery. Greek yogurt delivers 2.5 grams of leucine per serving, which is exactly the threshold your muscles require to trigger protein synthesis. A recent study followed 200 seniors aged 65 to 75 who added plain Greek yogurt to their breakfast daily for 12 months. The results were remarkable. They gained an average of 18% more lean muscle mass compared to seniors who didn't include Greek yogurt in their diet. Even more impressive, 73 participants reported significant improvements in grip strength and 68% showed better balance and mobility scores. The researchers found that the combination of casein and whey proteins in Greek yogurt provided both immediate and sustained muscle-building benefits throughout the day. Here's how to enjoy Greek yogurt for maximum muscle benefits. Always choose plain, full-fat Greek yogurt. The fat assists your body in absorbing muscle-building vitamins A, D, E, and K. Add a tablespoon of chopped walnuts or almonds for healthy fats and extra protein. If you need sweetness, use fresh berries instead of honey or sugar. Consume it within 30 minutes of waking up, when your muscles are most receptive to protein. Second, eggs. Do you know what happens when you eat eggs in the morning? The moment you consume this incredible muscle-building food, your body receives all 9 essential amino acids in perfect proportions, making eggs the gold standard of complete proteins. Within 30 minutes of eating eggs, these amino acids flood your bloodstream and travel straight to your muscle tissue, where they supply every single building block your muscles need to repair and grow. But here's what makes eggs truly extraordinary: they possess the highest biological value of any food, meaning your body can utilize 94% of the protein for actual muscle building, compared to only 60–70% from most other protein sources. Plus, eggs are loaded with vitamin D, which functions like a hormone that instructs your muscles to absorb more protein and grow stronger. A recent study tracked 100 seniors aged 60 to 80 who ate 2 whole eggs every morning for 14 months. The results were astounding. They experienced a 24% increase in muscle protein synthesis and gained an average of 2.3 pounds of lean muscle mass. Most remarkably, 81% of participants demonstrated improved leg strength and 76% reported better overall physical performance. The researchers discovered that the combination of complete amino acids and vitamin D in eggs created what they called optimal muscle anabolic conditions, essentially transforming the body into a muscle-building machine. Here's how to enjoy eggs for maximum muscle benefits. Always eat the whole egg. The yolk contains half the protein plus all the vitamin D and healthy fats your muscles require. Cook them in coconut oil or grass-fed butter for additional healthy fats that boost protein absorption. The best preparation methods are scrambled, poached, or soft-boiled to preserve the delicate amino acid structure. Eat them as your first food of the day when your muscles are hungriest for protein after the overnight fast. Third, do you know what happens when you eat avocado in the morning? Within 20 minutes of consuming this nutrient-dense superfood, your body receives a powerful dose of monounsaturated fats that act as a delivery system for muscle-building nutrients. Avocados contain over 20 vitamins and minerals, but here's what makes them crucial for seniors. They're packed with potassium, more than bananas, which prevents muscle cramps and maintains proper muscle contraction. The healthy fats in avocados also stimulate the production of testosterone and growth hormone, 2 critical hormones that decline with age but are essential for maintaining and building muscle mass. Plus, avocados contain glutathione, a powerful antioxidant that protects your muscle cells from damage caused by exercise and daily stress, allowing them to recover and grow stronger. A recent study followed 400 seniors aged 63 to 79 who added half an avocado to their breakfast daily for 15 months. The results were impressive. They showed a 19% improvement in muscle protein synthesis and experienced significantly less muscle soreness after physical activity. Most remarkably, 77% of participants reported better joint mobility and 71% showed improved muscle recovery times between workout. The researchers found that the combination of healthy fats and antioxidants in avocados created what they called enhanced nutrient uptake conditions, essentially helping muscles absorb and utilize protein more effectively from all the other foods they ate. Here's how to enjoy avocado for maximum muscle benefits. Choose ripe but firm avocados that yield slightly to pressure. Mash half an avocado with a pinch of sea salt and spread it on your eggs, or slice it and add to your Greek yogurt for a creamy texture boost. The healthy fats help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins A, D, and K from other foods. Always eat avocado with protein. The combination enhances amino acid absorption by up to 40%, making every bite of your muscle-building breakfast more effective. Fourth, lean meats, turkey and chicken. Do you know what happens when you eat lean meats like turkey or chicken in the morning? Within 45 minutes of consuming these premium muscle-building proteins, your digestive system breaks them down into a powerful stream of amino acids that your muscles recognize as the highest quality fuel available. Lean meats contain the most concentrated source of complete protein you can find. A 4-ounce serving of turkey or chicken breast delivers 35 grams of pure bioavailable protein. But here's what makes lean meats special for seniors: they're packed with creatine, a natural compound that increases muscle strength and power. Plus, they contain high levels of B vitamins that help your muscles convert protein into actual muscle tissue more efficiently than any other food source. A recent study followed 100 seniors aged 62 to 78 who included 3 to 4 ounces of lean meat in their breakfast routine for 16 months. The results were extraordinary. They gained an average of 3.1 pounds of lean muscle mass and showed a 31% improvement in muscle strength compared to seniors who relied on plant proteins or dairy alone. Even more impressive, 89% of participants reported increased energy levels throughout the day and 78% showed significant improvements in their ability to perform daily activities like climbing stairs and carrying groceries. The researchers found that the high leucine content in lean meats, up to 3.5 grams per serving, provided the strongest muscle-building signal possible. Here's how to enjoy lean meats for maximum muscle benefits. Choose grass-fed options when possible for higher nutrient density. Cook them gently, grilled, baked, or sautéed in healthy fats like coconut oil to preserve the delicate amino acid structure. Slice leftover dinner chicken or turkey and add it to your morning eggs, or prepare turkey breakfast sausage without added sugars or preservatives. Always pair with healthy fats like avocado to enhance protein absorption and provide sustained energy for your muscles throughout the morning. Now, before I reveal the final food, the one that traditional Chinese medicine doctors have been using for centuries, I want to know which of these first 4 foods surprised you the most. Have you been avoiding any of them because you thought they were unhealthy? Comment below and let me know. If you're finding value in this information, please subscribe and ring that notification bell. There are thousands of seniors who need this information, but they'll never see it unless you help by subscribing and sharing. 5th, nuts and seeds. Do you know what happens when you eat nuts and seeds in the morning? The moment you consume these nutritional powerhouses, your body receives a unique combination of plant-based protein, healthy fats, and essential minerals that work together like a perfectly orchestrated muscle-building symphony. Within an hour of eating nuts and seeds, the healthy fats, especially omega-3 fatty acids, reduce inflammation in your muscle tissue, creating the ideal environment for growth and repair. Meanwhile, the protein provides crucial amino acids like arginine, which increases blood flow to your muscles, delivering more nutrients exactly where they're needed. But here's the secret weapon. Nuts and seeds contain magnesium and zinc, 2 minerals that directly activate over 300 enzymes involved in muscle protein synthesis, essentially supercharging your body's ability to build new muscle tissue. A recent study tracked 650 seniors aged 65 to 82 who added 2 ounces of nuts and seeds to their breakfast daily for 18 months. The results were remarkable. They showed a 20% increase in muscle protein synthesis rates and gained an average of 1.8 pounds of lean muscle mass. Most significantly, 84% of participants experienced reduced muscle soreness and faster recovery times, while 79% reported improved grip strength and hand function. The researchers discovered that the anti-inflammatory properties of nuts and seeds created what they called enhanced muscle recovery conditions, allowing muscles to repair and grow more efficiently than ever before. Here's how to enjoy nuts and seeds for maximum muscle benefits. Choose raw, unsalted varieties like almonds, walnuts, pumpkin seeds, and chia seeds to avoid inflammation causing additives. Soak them overnight to improve digestibility and nutrient absorption. Add a handful to your Greek yogurt or sprinkle them on your eggs for a protein and healthy fat boost. The best combination is 1 ounce of nuts with 1 teaspoon of seeds. This provides the perfect ratio of omega-3 to omega-6 fats that your muscles need for optimal growth and recovery. Now, I know some people will watch this video and return to their familiar, comfortable habits. They'll continue eating white bread, sugary cereals, and processed meats because change feels challenging. But not you, right? You are different. You are going to implement this information, remain consistent with these muscle-building foods, and return to share feedback about how effectively your sarcopenia is reversing and how much stronger you're feeling. If this video has opened your eyes to what's truly been happening to your muscles and provided you with a clear action plan to start rebuilding strength, the least you can do is hit that subscribe button. I've just given you information that could literally transform your life and help you feel 40 again. Information that most doctors won't tell you, and that could save you thousands in medical bills. Subscribing is free, takes 1 second, and helps me continue creating content that changes lives. So please subscribe now, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers, Healthcare 365. Thank you for watching.